I'm a cardboard seller now. This industry is real tough, let me tell you. Very competitive. The guys don't play nicely. It's a mess. But watch, I can market this to so many people and make it seem interesting. It really is that easy. And can you believe I don't have any intent on going to college? Cardboard is used for 3 things: breaking over my knee, the Smosh intro, and Nintendo Labo. Listen, I get Smosh. What the is Nintendo Labo? Well, to answer that question, we have to go all the way back to the year 2017. It was only 6 years ago, bear with me. Nintendo is a company that is known for innovating and coming up with new, fresh ways to experience video games. The Wii allowed for you to wave your arm around and swing a baseball bat. And pull a muscle. The DS had 2 screens on a handheld, and the 3DS had glasses-free 3D. The Wii U had... God... What was it? TV remote. But in March of 2017, the Nintendo Switch was a thing that came out. The Switch's main focus was the ability to play it both portably and on your TV, and this was aided with the help of the Joy-Cons, coming with advanced rumble features, motion controls, and an IR camera. These things packed in a lot of tech. With great releases in 2017 like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, and releases in quotation marks and a big ol' asterisk like 1-2 Switch, people only wondered where Nintendo could go in 2018. Well, we didn't have to wait long to see, because on January 17th that year, Nintendo unleashed the reveal trailer for Nintendo Labo, showing these cardboard contraptions and just what you can do with them. 2 sets, or Toy-Cons, were revealed: the Variety Kit and the Robot Kit, one for $70, one for $80. Both came out on the same release date, which was revealed to be... nice. I bet people were getting Evan stoned making a goddamn cardboard piano. Later down the line, in September of 2018, Nintendo released the Vehicle Kit, and in April of 2019, the VR Kit came out with a full pack, or a starter kit, and the ability to purchase the rest of the VR Kit through expansion packs. That's it. From what I remember, a lot of people were excited for Labo, me included. I mean, this is a brand new first-party peripheral, something they didn't do since the Wii era, and this was made of cardboard. Imagine the gameplay possibilities. I'm imagining, alright. Make, play, discover. That's what Nintendo advertised you can do with this thing. So, the make part. You take these pieces out of the cardboard sheets and put them together. Pretty easy. Certainly, it is easier than going to Home Depot and building something out of wood. Except some pieces just don't have a purpose. After 5 years, I'm still not sure if this is an elephant or a uterus. Now, I haven't had the actual things in years. They got thrown away when moving, but at the time, I wasn't expecting to talk about Labo in 2 years, so... I did keep the box, though, because... who doesn't keep their Labo boxes? From what I remember, the longest contraption in the Variety Kit, the one that I owned, took about 2 hours to make, with the whole shebang taking about 10 hours. So making these wasn't the most incredible feat, though the Robot Kit took about 3 or 4 hours, but there was only one contraption there. It's really cool to see though. The instructions are played out as 3D models, and they show you exactly what you need to do, and the Joy-Con models correspond to the colored Joy-Con you use, which isn't a feature unseen in Switch games nowadays, but back in 2018, that was really cool to see. I am very easy to entertain. After you make these things though, that's not it. You can play with these things. Labo utilized the Joy-Con's features pretty well, and to this day is the only thing that gives the IR camera at the bottom of the right Joy-Con a purpose, which to this day I wonder who at Nintendo approved this. The Variety Kit had loads of fun stuff to do for about 5 minutes a game. I think the game with the most replay value was the fishing minigame. Everything else is basically a one and done. I mean, damn, there was a piano in the Variety Kit, but it's quite the novelty. However, if you've been in this situation... I can't f***ing do this. Then Labo might be for you. The Robot Kit apparently had next to nothing to do. Most of the fun was making this thing, and I've heard the Vehicle Kit and the VR Kit were actually pretty fun, more fun than the Variety Kit, so that's a good thing. But what about Labo's use in other games? Well, we'll get to that in a bit, but first we have to discover the Discover mode. They didn't like that one. The Discover mode in Labo essentially just told you how Labo works, except for the Toy-Con Garage, which lets you make your own Labo creations, utilizing basically every aspect of the Joy-Cons. This is really cool, and there's even an entire sheet in the box just for garage creations. Nintendo would eventually take this idea and turn it into a full game with Game Builder Garage. Back in the day, this was fun to mess with, though currently I have no interest in it. When it came out, I tried to recreate Wild Gunman, but I failed at it and gave up. But that was 5 years ago. How does Labo hold up today? The Labo website doesn't exist anymore. Nintendo left Labo like a dog on a curbside after 2019. Like, They just dropped it entirely. The website used to redirect to the product page for the VR kit, but even that doesn't exist anymore. There is quite literally no official way to purchase a Labo kit today. While Nintendo hasn't officially stated a discontinuation, it's obvious that Labo got discontinued, and Nintendo doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. I mean, the writing was on the wall the entire time.
Nintendo Labo was immediately seen as incredibly shallow and not much of a gameplay experience. People weren't dismissive of it too quickly, however many people saw it as a novelty. Whoever wrote that must have no idea what pen and paper is.
Labo was a novelty. I don't think even Nintendo had grand plans for it. Just release some kits and hope the people like it. Labo lacked ambition. Not only were the games nothing to write home about, but outside of the Labo apps, their use in other games was still incredibly limited. In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you could use the motorcycle from the Variety Kit to play the game from a first-person perspective, which was cool, I guess, but who would realistically use this as the de facto Mario Kart gameplay mode? This was a gimmick. Breath of the Wild let you play the entire game in VR, but it was in third person and you still had to control the game like normal. Now the camera is your head, just play the f***ing game normally.
No. Labo's a lifestyle.
Smash Bros let you watch CPU fights in VR, you can't even play yourself. It was clear that Labo was just a gimmick. However, if Nintendo made a full game that utilized Labo, that would have been a bit in the unnecessary territory, but it would have been cool and probably sparked more interest in Labo. People were excited for it at first, but over time, public interest waned more and more and more until basically nobody except the diehard Nintendo fans were interested in Labo.
Which sucks because I spent $70 on cardboard.
The price points. Let's talk about those. While the price from $70 to $80 wasn't bad at launch, it's clear that later down the line, the price wasn't worth it. It's a $30 experience, which is what many retailers were selling the first two kits for in 2019. But I think Labo's biggest flaw might have been the marketing. Labo was marketed primarily to young kids and families. At least that's what all the spots showed, so that's what it felt like. However, most people who bought Labo were Nintendo fans who were teens or adults. I don't think Nintendo should have made Labo out to be the most mature way to use cardboard, but also, on the other hand, I don't think many kids in 2018 were too into Labo. Nowadays, Labo is largely forgotten about. Nobody's really talked about it since 2018, and it just seems like wasted potential. Nintendo had kind of the right idea with the expansion packs for the VR kit, but too little too late. I feel like they could have used these to extend the life of Labo, but again, there was little interest in the concept by this point. It also didn't help that these things were not easy to put away, making it harder to return to after a few years. Labo will forever be a unique concept, and certainly one of the more ambitious experiments by Nintendo, but no matter how ambitious the experiment is, sometimes you just have to let things become water under the bridge.
Great. I spent all this time trying to market this stupid piece of cardboard just to realize that nobody's interested in Nintendo branded cardboard anymore. I have no use for this now. Wait. I decided to use the cardboard for indoor bonfires. I switched my smoke detector and carbon monoxide alarm off. They were really bothering me. It's okay though. I have a gas mask to protect me from the fumes. What's that plasticky smell, though? God damn it, how did that get in? Great, everything's on fire now. I knew this would be a really terrible idea.